Hiya, loves. Welcome back to the Gaily Digest. I am Nigel.
And I am Joshua.
Welcome back to the Gaily Digest. This week, it is the 1st of February. So you know what that means, don't you, Josh? What month is it?
LGBT History Month, I remember.
Good job. Good job.
I almost said February then, and then realised what you just told me.
Yes, it is LGBT History Month. So we are going to be this is going to be the first of a couple of episodes that we've got during LGBT History Month. And so we are going to be talking all things LGBT, Q plus, and we're going to have our usual instalments of the phobias and the complaints closet, which is Josh's favourite part of the episode because it's his opportunity to just go off on a rant, and he just doesn't stop. You have to cut him off. But without further ado, let's crack on with the show. It's time for a chat. We are back with In Conversation, and it is LGBTQ plus History Month. A very important month for us, for our community, for our wider community, not just the gay community, but for lesbians, gay men, bisexual people, transgender people, queer people, gender fluid, asexual, intersex, and the list goes on. And I do think it's important to try and highlight as many of those that form part of the community, because LGBT history is exactly that. It's about our struggles, our fights, the things that we've or our descendants have had to go through, people that have gone there before us, people that are still with us now that have gone through all of that. And it's really important, I think, to highlight not just people of the past from the community, but also people from the present that are still striving to make LGBTQ plus history for future generations. There are a number of key figures throughout history, and I think we're going to try and talk about some of those during our episodes this month. And not only that, I think we're going to try and put out some other stuff on our socials celebrating people from LGBTQ plus history. I'm going to start with an individual who was quite a prominent figure in LGBT history, and quite a prominent figure, particularly around Pride. And I'm going to talk about Marsha P. Johnson. Now, Marsha is an individual from our history that people should know about. People should have an understanding of what she did, the achievement that she made, and what role she played in LGBTQ plus history. And we have talked about her before on previous episodes. But if you are only joining us now and you haven't heard those previous episodes, Marsha P. Johnson was an African-American transgender rights activist. Her work in the 1960s and 1970s had a huge impact on the LGBT community. Around that time, being gay was classified as a mental illness in the United States, and I'm proud to say we have moved on beyond that. And being gay, as always, it never was a mental illness. It's in your biology, it's genetics. That there's nothing wrong with being gay. Gay people were regularly threatened and beaten by police, and were shunned by many in society. And I think that goes to show how far we have come, and I think how far we're starting to go back. If you look at how people treat people from the LGBT community. It was June 1969. So I want to take yourselves back to June 1969, to a gay bar in New York called the Stonewall Inn. Marsha was 23 years old, and police raided that gay bar. Police forced over 200 people out of the bar and onto the streets, and then used excessive violence against them. Now, this kind of behaviour, this kind of treatment, I think it's fair to say was quite commonplace against the LGBT community. Um, Marsha was living and working in New York at the time, and she was one of the key figures that stood up to police during the raids. She resisted arrest, but in the following days led a series of protests and riots demanding rights for gay people. And news of these protests started spreading around the world, and it inspired others to join protests and rights groups to fight for equality. And that's why Stonewall got its name, because of that. That's why Pride is celebrated in June. Pride Month is celebrated in June. Obviously, that's the start of Pride season, because we see Pride events taking place throughout the year, right up until winter, because you have Winter Pride in Gran Canaria. Now, it's quite important, I think, to focus on the fact that were it not for those events and Marsha's involvement, we probably wouldn't have Pride as we know it today. We wouldn't have Pride Month. We wouldn't have seen a pivotal moment that started to see change for the better. And I think it's also quite key to remember that when we talk about Pride, Pride events, Pride Month, it's always worth remembering that at its core, Pride is always a protest, always has been, and it always will be. And it'll always be a sign and symbol of support for those within the community, and it'll be a welcoming environment for those within the community as well. Josh, anything to say on that, or do you want to?
I think you've said everything, Nigel. There's no more air left in the room.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, pride is a fundamental part of our community, I think, and it always baffles me when you get people that say, "Oh, why do you need Pride Month? You've got rights." Yeah, but those rights are gradually being stripped away. I mean, you look at the present day, you look at how they're trying to dismantle DEI and, equality, diversity seems to be going out of the window, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it is a constant battle, because it is very easy for your rights to just be stripped away from you. We're seeing it in America, where they want to, well, they're stripping away women's rights. They already have done that. They want to strip away same-sex marriage. They want to take away the right to have kids if you're gay. So it's very easily, it can roll back very easily, even after you think the battle's over. But again, you still have all these other countries that have severe human rights violations against LGBT plus people. So we're not just getting rights in our country and then thinking, oh, job done, that's it, pack up the tools. It's a constant battle, because there's other people around the world that we also need to speak up for.
Yeah.
As a
And
collective.
do you think that when you take into account the battles we've had, and you mentioned something that's quite key here, and that is it's a constant battle. It is a constant battle. And do you think that those that are younger within our community, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm talking them down, because I think they are quite lucky in that a lot of the big fights have been and gone before them. So they are very lucky, and I think perhaps they're not always conscious, or maybe a little bit oblivious to the struggles that have gone before. Because I've heard comments from those that are younger within the community that don't seem to understand about LGBT history and Pride, and think Pride's just a party, and it's a chance for them to get notches on the bedposts and stuff like that. I've actually heard people saying things like that, and treating it like it's just a party and that's it. When it isn't, that there's those core meanings for what Pride actually is and what LGBT history is.
I do get that, but I do think there are also a huge number of young LGBT plus people who are just as determined and have that passion to fight for our rights. Some of them probably know even more about the history than I do, because they are the moment, they are the present, they are the ones who are going to be paving the way for the next generation's future.
Absolutely.
That's why I think we do need a lot more younger people getting into politics and things, because I'm getting very bored of all these old people that are very old-fashioned and not very mindful getting into politics. That's why I think the youth they are the future, and I think we need more representation, and we need more youth in
Absolutely.
the way we're going to shape the future.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, you are right. I mean, with what I've said about some comments I've heard from some members of the community, I've also heard positive things from younger members of the community as well, where they do understand the struggles, they do understand the fight, and I think they've also been subject to homophobic, transphobic behaviours, where they've had to stand up for themselves and they've had to seek support and get support. And I do think that that's important as well. And you're right, they are the future of our community. They are going to be the things that they'll do, things they'll get involved with now will help to shape the future members of the LGBTQ plus community and pave the way for things to improve even further. And just before we move on, because I know that you want to move on to who you're going to talk about, but I think it's quite when you say we need younger politicians to make to pave the future, and for these older politicians, I think when you get certain politicians that are in power, as you say, it's very easy to strip away certain rights. I think when you get the wrong person in power that's got their own personal views on what they want their country to be, rather than what's best for the country and putting their personal views to one side, that's when it gets dangerous. And we highlight America here because we have got somebody in power that is very negative, very one-sided view, very sort of secular view on what they want for the future of their country, when actually that's not in the best interests of the wider population. It's in their own personal interests of what they want.
It's all about egos.
Exactly.
We're
So who are you
surrounded
going to
by we're surrounded by egotists.
narcissists?
That
Anyway, so
that
who are you
too.
going to talk about? Who are you going to talk
Well,
about?
since I've mentioned politics, and I am
Mhm.
quite a political person at times, I would like to talk about Zach Polanski,
Ah, good old Zach, or
who
good young Zach.
is well, is your age, I believe.
Young. Very young.
Um, but yeah, he is the current leader of the Green Party for England
Hmm.
and Wales. He was originally a Lib Dem, I believe,
Mm.
back in the day. He's also a member of the London Assembly, and he was quite a recent leader of the Green Party. I think it was last year,
Yeah,
like late last year, because I voted in
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because he
Um,
got he got elected in, didn't he?
yeah, and he is a Jewish gay man who also gets extra points because he's also vegan.
Mm.
Yeah, if you didn't know that. So, but he is. I do genuinely feel that the Green Party is the future, and he is a fantastic leader because he does not hold back on defending the community. When they go, what people go on interviews and they're asked about trans people, and then you get this word salad of
Mm.
nonsense to try and please everybody. He doesn't do that. He will immediately say trans rights are humans' rights, trans women are women, trans men are men, and that's the end of it. And even if they try and goad him into saying what they want him to say, he does not fall for it. He's very
Yeah.
smart. He's very quick. He can run loops and laps around these other people. And this is why people like Farage will not debate him, because he's very quick-witted and he's got the facts and he's ready, and he
I
doesn't
have to
he's
say, I have seen some of the things that he's been interviewed on, some of the panels he's been on, and he's prepared. He has. You're right. He's knowledgeable. He's very intelligent. He's very switched on, and he doesn't just say things just to please people. He says things he believes are true, and he's quite honest. And I
exactly
think
he
it's
stands
quite
by
rare in a
what he
politician.
yeah he does yeah it is really rare. Like, I don't, in all my years of voting, I've never seen a leader of a party where I genuinely think you would actually really defend me.
Mm,
You actually do care about my life and everybody else's lives, and you want to make things better for people.
mm,
I can't remember any leader of any party where I've ever felt this much, where they genuinely want to make things better for everybody. It's not
mm,
about, oh, I only want to help you if you're white or British or this and this and this and fit into these boxes. He genuinely wants to help. Even the people that
mm,
he doesn't agree with, like the reform voters, he just wants them to have a better life. He wants them to be
mm.
able to afford to buy food and put the heating on, things like that. And I think that's people like that are who we need in politics, and we need, like, he surrounds himself with people that there's the when I was doing the voting for the leader and the deputies and all the other, because there's a lot of different sections, they have all these different people. There are so many people that are part of the LGBT plus community in those votes,
Mm.
and that's just something that you just don't really see in any other party.
Mm.
And I do think he's kind of like the complete opposite to how reform is.
And I think something that's quite refreshing as well is the fact that when it comes to the rights of our transgender siblings, he is, it's very refreshing to see a politician that is supportive of a minority group that are being targeted, they're being ostracized, they're being used as political cannon fodder. And these are real people. These are people that are just trying to live their lives. They're trying to live their lives as their true, genuine, authentic selves. And all they're being used as is um, political cannon fodder because they're an easy target. And it's absolutely appalling to see other politicians doing this. But that's why it's so refreshing to have someone like Zach who is being very supportive, very pro, and knowledgeable on the topic as well.
Yeah, and he doesn't fall for, when they try and ask them these stupid um like questions, like they'll say, does a does a woman have a penis?
Mm,
They love to ask that question, don't they? And if they ask Reform voter MPs or whatever, or they ask Labour, they give you this big waffling about, well, it depends on this and blah 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 blah. He will literally say, because he was asked this a while ago, and he went, yes, yes, some women do have penises. Next question. He didn't even wait for a second. He didn't give a word salad. He just said, yes, they can. And then they tried to carry on that and try and make him like try and like change his point. And he goes, no, yes, they
mm.
can. That's my answer. Next question. What's inside people's underwear is not my business. And he doesn't fall into this because we're just constantly attacking people. We're constantly going over like what's in people's underwear, or who kisses who and all this stuff. And I'm just like,
and what they do in the bedroom.
yeah, and he doesn't fall into those traps. He's like, what I care about is helping people afford to eat, helping people afford to live and have heating and being
Mm,
able to afford children and you know what I mean? And even in regards to recently with like Trump, his latest meltdown, one every hour, all these Labour MPs and stuff, they're all still saying, "Oh, Trump's our friend and our greatest ally and friend," and all this crap. But Zach will be on social saying they were our friend, but you can't currently call him a friend. He's a disgrace and he's racist and he's a fascist, and he will literally call it out. He's pretty much like Zoran Mandami, who's the new mayor of
mm,
New York.
yeah.
He will literally say what he feels, and
Mm,
he will call people what he feels they are. He won't try and kiss their ass like our Labour people keep doing it, like Keir Starmer, who just seems to bend over for America constantly
mm.
because they keep
Although
saying he's
he
our best friend.
although he has challenged Trump a couple of times recently, especially over the whole Greenland thing, hasn't he? But that's a whole side issue anyway.
I just don't think he's good enough. But
Mm,
yeah, I just think Zach is a brilliant leader, and the membership has exploded with the Greens since he got in. And I do think in the next elections, I do genuinely feel that it's going to be a Reform versus the Greens. I don't think it's going to be like we're always getting Tories versus Labour. I think the future's now going to be Reform versus the Greens.
mm,
And I think we do need more people like Zach to get into politics because we need more empathy, we need more compassion, we need more
mm.
people that genuinely want to help everybody and just make the world a better place rather than constantly passing back and forth these
Yeah.
insults and attacking people.
So do you think, obviously moving back to the point around LGBT history, obviously with Zach, the way he is, what he does, the way he conveys himself, the way he talks, the way he shows support, wants the best for people, do you think that he is gonna be one of those future people in LGBTQ plus history that we will be looking back on and remembering and thinking, you made a difference, you did something for our community that made things better for the long term.
I think he will be. I think he is going to be down in history as
Mm.
someone who was very powerful and stood against this far right fascism. And you never know, he might end up being the first UK gay prime minister.
That would be
So
iconic.
you
That would
never
be
know.
iconic.
In a
Yeah.
dream world. But yeah, I do genuinely think that he is gonna be in the history books because he is
Mm.
such, especially right now with the way that the world is and the way that our politics is going, he is like a kryptonite to that far right fascism. They're constant. Even Labour are attacking him all the time because they know that he is the kryptonite against all of these parties. People have had enough.
And kryptonite was green, wasn't
Yes, it was.
it? Brilliant.
And it's my favorite color. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's yeah, good. So achievements then. Obviously, we've spoken about a couple of people from past, present, for LGBT History Month. Um, achievements. Now, what uh, we're going to talk about personal achievements here that we've had that have had a positive impact on members of our community. It doesn't have to be anything major, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be something, anything, however minor, that's made a positive impact on members of the community, whether it be friends or whether it be a group of people that um, you know we've impacted on or you've impacted on. Um, I'm gonna go first with this one. Give you a little bit more time to think
thank you.
about what you're going to talk about because I don't know if you've
I'll
thought of
still get
anything.
stumped.
I don't know if you've thought of anything yet. Um,
I wasn't
but
pre-warned.
I did warn you before we started recording. Anyway, but for me, and it's going to seem something small, but for me, one of my achievements for the LGBT community, I think, and you can either agree or disagree with me, is the Mario Kart tournaments that I hosted during COVID, during lockdown. And the reason why I say use that as my example as one of my little achievements for the community is because we were in an unprecedented time of history when there was a global pandemic. People were dying, and it was an absolutely horrific time for people. People weren't able to go and see family members. People weren't allowed to see friends. So there were a lot of people who were either living on their own or just with their partners, and there was a lot of loneliness. People didn't really have anything to do other than just watch TV or maybe go for a stroll just to get their daily exercise that they were allowed to do as long as they socially distanced. So I came up with an idea of hosting a regular online Mario Kart tournament, and it was something I publicised on on a social media platform that we don't use anymore because it's shit. Um, but publicised it, and it gained a lot of traction. It gained a lot of traction in the form that it got a lot of interest from people. So a lot of people were quite interested, and they joined in, and it built up a nice little gamers community. And people weren't on their own. People didn't feel that they were on their own anymore. People felt involved in something. It was like your weekly get together, your weekly social, and people really enjoyed it. And it went on, I think, for about 5 years before I eventually decided, right, enough is enough now. It's time to move on. It's time to have a break from it. But it's fair to say, I think during that time, we made a lot of new friends, didn't we?
Yeah, because I think I have said before, I didn't really have many LGBT plus friends.
Mm.
And that did get me a lot of friends from the community. And we have also been to some weddings and engagement parties, and we've met up in London with them. So yeah, that was a very special thing created during
Mm.
the lockdown things. But you did also do another thing during the lockdowns, which have you forgot about?
Yes.
Yes, you used to
What was that?
you used to do the movie watch-alongs as well.
Ah, yes.
So you would
Yes.
you would you would post on the forbidden site that we don't use anymore, and you'd say we're going to watch this film at this time, and if you want to join us, press play at this exact time, and then we'll tweet about it and we can talk about it. And we did that for quite a long time as well. We did
Yeah,
mainly
we
Disney
did.
films, but we did that
Yeah.
quite a lot as well during
It was like
lockdown.
a Disney watch along, wasn't it? It was Disney
Yeah,
watch along, I think. I think it
yeah.
was mainly Disney. I think it was only Disney, thinking
It was
about it.
it was pretty much all Disney because they're like really happy,
Yeah.
colourful. We needed some colour in
Yeah.
our life.
It was a Disney watch along, wasn't it? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, like you say, it helped you to gain more LGBTQ plus friends. It helped a lot of other people to make friends, people that were from all different parts of the country. As far north as Hull, Manchester. Yeah, I think Scotland, in fact, I think was the furthest north. Furthest south, I think, was Portsmouth, Southampton.
We did have some people from Canada, I believe.
Yes,
So I think
yes.
is that not more
Was it
north?
Canada? It was America.
Is that
It was
not a
more
bit
west.
north?
It's more
Northwest?
west. It's more west, isn't it?
I think it's a bit more higher up than Scotland though.
It's more west. But yeah. Um,
I will
but
say
yeah.
though, I think that actually really helped my anxiety as well because I have very bad social anxiety. And I remember when you first started it and you had the voice chats on Discord, I didn't join for quite a long time. I'd listen, but I'd have my mic muted because I was
Hmm.
too anxious to speak. And then eventually I started speaking on there, and then I was speaking every week, and now I'm doing this podcast with you as well. So I
Oh,
think it
there we
actually
go
did.
then.
I think it did actually really help with my anxiety as well because I didn't about 2 months, I think, or longer. I just listened. I didn't speak.
Hmm. Well, there we go then. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's my achievement. Like you say, we got invited to weddings, engagement parties. We went to Joel and Jamie's wedding up in
yeah,
Hull. That was
yeah,
really good. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that, and it was great for all of us to come together. And I think even though it started with the Mario Kart tournaments, it was Joel and Jamie that obviously invited the group to the wedding. They didn't have to. It's their wedding day. They invite who they like, and to be invited to that was an honour. And to be welcomed so humbly. And I think it was actually the first time we met them as well, in person. So to invite people they've never met in person as well takes a lot. It takes a lot of courage, and I think a lot of strength as well, because you're inviting people you've never met, and you don't know if you're going to get along to them. You've got to get along with them, and it's your special day. So
exactly.
and as you say, we've met people in London, and we've had sort of days out here and there, and it's been nice. It's been lovely, and we had the engagement party for Daniel and Jack down in Portsmouth. That was really nice. That was really fun. Um, but yeah, so from one little thing, it's brought a lot of people together. And it's brought a lot of joy, and it's helped each other to bring joy to each other as well, I think. So
Yes.
what about you? Any achievements you want to talk about?
Well, I can only think of one, and I don't think it's going to be as long as your.
Sorry. Uh,
Although I have been a part of the Mario thing for years as well, and the movie watch along, so I'm going to have a little bit of credit for that.
I think the movie watch alongs was a joint idea. I think it was a joint thing between us.
Hmm.
I can't take all the credit for that, to be fair.
Well, I'm trying to think now. What have I done that's been helpful? But I'm going to go with, because this is the first thing that popped into my head. As far as I am aware, I was the first person in my entire family to come out as gay, and which was a very big deal because I went through a very long, tumultuous time thinking, oh God, do I say anything? Is it right? Should I be this and this? And then two of my brothers that after have also came out. One of my brothers um, kind of saw that I'd came out and that I was with Ash, and they saw my relationship and stuff like that. So I feel like I kind of helped show a bit of normalcy. Well, it is normal, but I showed the normalcy of being gay and being with someone of the same sex kind of thing. And I feel like I kind of helped my siblings kind of
Hmm.
maybe it helped them come out in the future of that, seeing that I had already done it and that my
Yeah.
mum and dad were fine with it and my family was okay with it.
I think that's important, isn't it? And it's important about showing that being gay is normal and showing the normalcy of it, because there's too many people out there, from people who have very bigoted views, that think that being gay isn't normal. And when talking about straight people, they don't say straight people, they say normal people,
Mm,
which, when you've got someone who's going through the stages of their identity and getting close to the feeling that they want to come out. I mean, you don't come out as straight, do you? No, no one does. Um, when they get to that stage, what they don't want to be seeing is people making derogatory comments implying that being gay isn't normal. So, it's good that you've kind of shown that you have been living your life as a normal gay person,
yeah,
because you are normal, you are
I,
gay.
I kind of feel like I took the big leap first and then it kind of let them know that it's okay.
Hmm.
Because I think the first person to do it is always the scariest because you don't know whether your family are going to be accepting. You don't know if they whether they're going to say it's fine or get out the house or whatever.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like maybe I had an influence on their coming out because they got to see my relationship and how accepting the family was
Hmm.
and things like that, and my wedding and things like that. I think that kind of maybe laid the groundwork for them to see that it's okay.
You know what? I've got this image in my head now. Because obviously your other brothers have come out as gay. I've just got this image of your mum being like that gif of that 60-year-old lady going,
Another one.
"Oh, for God's sake, not another one."
Although I will say, I think one of my brothers is actually bisexual, and then I've got a gay brother.
Hmm.
Just so I'm not doing bi erasure here, but I do
Yeah.
have one. I have one more little brother, and my mum and dad often say, if he comes out as gay as well, it's your dad's fault. I said he must have a bit. He must have a bit of gay in him, a bit of gay gene, because we're all coming out gay.
Oh, but wasn't wasn't one of the little driving factors in you coming out something we mentioned on a previous episode where your
Oh
dad
God.
found your porno?
No, he opened my mail that happened to be an educational DVD.
Oh, for those who don't know, you can listen to that on our coming out episode. I can't remember which episode number it is. You'll just have to go through, but I think it's the episode called "I'm Coming Out. I Want the Pod to Know." So I think that was the episode title. So look it up if you want to hear that coming out story, because it's one of my favourite coming out stories I've ever heard. But yeah, you can listen to that one separately. Yes, the Phobias is back with M and N this week. So Joshua is taking M, and I'm not talking about Judy Dench.
Yes. So is that what's his name?
Go on, Josh. What phobias have you got for me to guess this week?
Mine have a theme.
Oh God.
You
Go on.
ready? Right.
No. Go on.
Medophobia.
Medophobia.
Medophobia. You won't get
Hmm.
it.
Fear of doctors.
We both do not have this, by the way.
Fear of hospitals.
Nope.
Fear of medics.
Nope.
Fear of
Medorth.
Medorth.
Medophobia.
Medorthphobia. I don't know. Go on.
Let me to tell you.
Well, yeah.
It's the it's the
Would
it's
help.
it's the fear
Go on.
of an erect penis.
What?
Can you imagine if you had
What?
that and then you got an hard on and then you're
You'd be like,
terrified of it?
ah!
You're
You'd
of
be
it.
looking. You'd be looking down and thinking, oh, what can I think of? What can I think of to get that down? Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage. That'll
That's
get it
another
down quick.
that's another phobia.
Oh, right. So I'm going to do one with N. Um. Okay. Hopefully I'll pronounce this correctly. Nosocomophobia.
Nosocomophobia.
Yeah. No,
Are we back to the thing
nosocomophobia.
where a fear
No,
of cum?
no.
A fear of no cum.
No.
Nosocomophobia.
I'm just waiting for your reaction to this.
I have just tell me because I'm going to keep going on a tandem like last time and going on about cum.
Tangent. Fear of
I say
hospitals.
what has that got to do with no cum?
It's nosocomophobia.
Maybe that's why you go to the hospital.
Come on, your next one.
This one sounds like that spell they sing at the end of Hocus Pocus.
Oh God.
Medomalacophobia.
What?
Medomalacophobia. Doesn't it sound like that spell in Hocus Pocus?
It does. It does.
Hmm.
It also sounds like a medical term.
I did say
Well, I
I had a
suppose it's
theme.
phobia, so it is.
I have a theme here.
Fear of female genitalia.
No.
Fear of genitalia.
No.
Fear of bums. Fear of bumholes.
No, do you want me to tell you?
Fear of a soft penis.
It's the fear of losing an erection.
Oh, that was going to be my next guess.
So it's the opposite to the other one.
Oh, right. Knob. Um, okay. Uh, right. Nudophobia.
A fear of being naked.
Mm,
I was
yeah.
right. Oh my God. First time out of
Yeah.
all of these, I got one.
Well, you're half right. Fear of nudity.
That's
So
the
it's
same
not just
thing. I'm
so,
having that
well,
point.
it's not just the fear of being naked. It's the fear of other people being naked as well. So it's fear of nudity in general. Yeah. Go on, your next one.
Uh, should I follow on the theme?
Oh God.
Microphobia.
Microphobia.
Yeah.
Fear of small penis. It is, isn't
It's
it?
no, it's a fear of small things. So maybe.
You said we were going on a theme.
It is
Oh,
a theme.
oh dear. Right. My next one. Nomophobia.
No mo.
Mm.
No homo.
No.
Nomophobia.
Yeah.
I, I have no idea.
Fear of being without a mobile phone. I think you
Well,
have that.
you have that. You're never off it.
Should we do one more and then we'll move on?
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me try this one. This one, you should get this one. I'm basically giving you a free point here.
Go on.
Mythophobia.
Fear of myths.
Yep, fear of myths or stories.
Woohoo! Yay, I did it. Right, last one. Novocaphobia.
Novocaphobia.
Yeah,
A fear of
novocaphobia.
a fear of having no caffeine in the house.
No,
A fear of no coffee.
no.
No, say it again.
Novocaphobia. So Noverca phobia.
Oh, novocaphobia. Nova. So now I'm just thinking of diabetes stuff because the insulin's called Nova.
Nope.
I don't know.
Fear of stepmothers.
I think we all have that.
Could you imagine watching one of those Disney films with the evil stepmothers?
Yeah, but they're always evil. That's why no one likes them.
It's now time for Josh to be a moany old bitch again.
You took your time then, didn't you?
No, I just thought I'd sort of emphasise. I just thought I'd sort of just lead in, the hesitation there,
Take up more time as usual.
Right, it's the complaints closet. And as usual, Josh is going to go off on a rant again because he loves to do that. If there's one thing Josh is good at, I think, if there's one thing Josh could get into the Guinness World Records for, it is moaning about things. Because you could probably just moan for England, couldn't you?
Keeps me young.
So what's your complaint this week?
Now, one day my complaint is going to be my memory because I can't remember if I've done this one. You can
Just complain about your memory.
just tell me it now. My
Just-
complaint is going to be my phone alarm
Yeah.
because
Why?
I still not worked out how to turn this thing off. But when my phone goes off, it speaks to me. It doesn't do a tune. It's like some AI robot woman, and
Does
she'll
it
say,
whisper sweet nothings into
no,
your
she'll
ear?
go, hello, good morning. Today is black, and she tells me the date. She tells me the weather, and the temperature, and all that. That's fine, yeah. And then she'll go from BBC News, man, head chopped off. And then she'll go, and then she'll go
Just
from,
what you need to wake up to.
and then she'll go from Sky News, 6 people shot dead in America school. And I'm like, I've barely opened my eyes, and you've just told me about a massacre twice. And then she'll tell me something like a bloody buzz has driven off a bridge or something. And I'm like, what? You've just ruined my day. Straight
What
away,
is
you just
happening?
start.
What is happening?
Yeah.
I could just, I could just imagine you laying there going, "What the fuck is happening? You
So
just
she'll
woken up and you're
say,
telling me horror stories."
yeah, she'll go, hello, good morning. And then after that, she ruins the morning. Like, she'll have the weather. She'll say it's going to be lovely and sunny today with highs of 15 or whatever. And I think, okay, yep, I can do my washing or whatever. That's great. And then she tells me about massacres and death and a celebrity's died or something. She doesn't tell me anything nice in the news.
So she takes
She,
you up on a high to wake you up, and then once you're awake, she just takes that floor right away from beneath
yeah,
you, and you dropped rock bottom again.
but she doesn't just do one bad news article. She'll tell me like five, and she'll keep going. And then at the end she'll go, and that is all. Have a great day. And I'm like, honestly, and I don't know how to turn it off. She keeps doing it, and I don't know
So
how to
she's
turn it off.
she just rattled off a load of horror stories that of really horrible things that have happened,
Yeah.
and then says, "Have a great day." Yeah, thanks. You
And
just
then
traumatized me for
and
the
then
day.
and then she starts playing the alarm chime. So yeah, that's what I've had enough of it, and I don't know how to turn it off. I either have no alarm on now and hope for the best,
Mm,
or have to risk that she might tell me horrible news in the morning. And there's not
no one
even
needs
I
that.
don't even know if I can turn off just the news part and just have her tell me the weather and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to work it out, and it's just not helpful. I've asked her
Have
how
you
to do it, and she just says she doesn't know.
have you tried looking at the instructions?
Who has instructions for their phone? I might have to Google it. I just can't be bothered. I keep forgetting about it, and then I wake up tomorrow with more trauma, and then I go, God, I need to work out how to turn that off. And then within half an hour, I forgot again. And then it gets me again the next day, and I'm just
It's your,
constantly
it's
in
your,
this cycle of horrible news.
it's your memory. That's what it is. You need to
Yeah. So that's
fix.
my complaint. If anybody knows how to stop her doing that, please let me know.
Just let him know in the comments. So, my complaint then. Moving on with my complaint. And same with you, Josh. I think there's possibility I've mentioned this before, but I'm gonna say it because it reared its head again recently. And that is the misuse of the term woke, because as we all know, woke is a good thing. Woke means to be alert to social injustice, in particular racism, but it will also apply to things like homophobia, transphobia, ableism, sexism, misogyny, so various things where people can face discrimination for things that are out of their control, things that are completely out of their control. And then the moment anyone gets any kind of representation, gets any support, words of wisdom, or anything like that, oh, that's woke. That's woke, that is. And it's like you do realize what the term woke means, don't you? And I have this on social media. I see this on social media all the time. People go, oh, woke bullshit and various things like that. And I think, hang on a minute, you literally do not understand what the what the word woke means. And you ask them, and it's just like that. There was one where there was some support for um, LGBTQ people, and someone went, "Oh, it's gone woke. That has." And I said, define what you understand the word woke to mean," and they rattled off something about it being gay,
Yeah, but
and
now they don't just say woke; they say woke mind virus, just to make it sound a bit more dramatic.
yeah, but eh, and I've had this debate with people I actually know in real life in person as well, where people use the term woke, and I'm like, do you actually know what that means? And when you actually ask them and you ask them to, okay, give me what the definition is, let me know, tell me what woke actually means, and they can't. They literally cannot tell you what it means. That they're if there's any mind virus out there, it's the people that are convincing people that woke is a bad thing. And going back to politicians, we have politicians on the right using the term woke and being derogatory and stuff like that, and it's like you are literally encouraging your voters and your supporters that woke is a bad thing, and I think that's highly irresponsible. It's dangerous,
What's
but
shocking is there's actually gay people that vote for reform.
yeah,
That's what shocks me.
give back your gay card, give back your gay card.
Well, I will say that I did hear someone say recently, I can't remember who it was, but they said if you were never asleep, then you can't be woke because
Hmm.
there
I
was
heard
no.
that recently as well.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it, but they said if you were never asleep to start with, are you actually woke?
Hmm.
There's no
I
need to
heard
be
that as
woke
well.
if you were never asleep.
I mean, if anyone, I think if there's anyone in particular um, that defined the term woke, one of my favourite ones is Kathy Burke,
Oh, I love that
where
quote.
she turns around and says they're calling you woke if you call out bad things, basically. If you're not racist, you're woke. If you're not homophobic, oh, you're woke. Be woke, kids. Be woke. Be wide awake and fucking call it out. Absolutely iconic. Kathy Burke,
And
absolutely iconic.
she did say as well, being woke is better than being a fucking twat,
Yeah.
which is
No,
also perfect.
it was ignorant fucking twat, wasn't it?
Same thing.
Being woke is better than being an ignorant fucking twat. And
Exactly.
you could not put that any better. You really could not put that any better. Kathy Burke is a gay icon. She's an icon for what is decent in society, and she says it as she means it. And you know, people that misuse the term woke, keep calling them out. Keep calling them out. Ask them to define it. Ask them to explain what it means. You know, get them caught up in a little word salad. you know,
They get
um,
frustrated very quickly when you ask
yeah,
them that because they don't. They
yeah,
just they'll give you like Fox News punchlines like, "Oh, it's that DEI stuff." What do you mean
yeah,
DEI stuff? Tell me what you mean by that, and then they can't,
yeah,
and they just get really frustrated, and then they'll just call you a lefty or something. It's
yeah.
quite
Which is
funny.
it is quite funny, sort of tying them up in circles and knots and stuff like that. But yeah, be woke, kids. Be woke. And that is all we've got time for this week. We hope that you've enjoyed the show. We have a bit of extended in conversation this week because we were obviously talking about some key things for LGBT History Month. And we will be back in a couple of weeks for some more LGBT history chat in conversation, usual moans in the complaints closet, and some more information on phobias. And Josh is doing O and I'm doing P, which is quite ironic because I think that's what Josh wants to do right now. So, am I right, Josh, or am I right?
Yeah, but you're taking too long to finish.
Don't worry, you'll be able to finish soon as well. Anyway, until until next time, stay
Bye.
safe and be happy.